Hello and welcome to Let's Play Faster Than Light. It's a neat little indie game that came out some while ago and became really popular in the last month. And it also received quite a nice content update recently. And that's reason enough for me to give it a try. I have played it now and again, but I have to say up to now I'm not very good at it, so don't expect any run-throughs on hard difficulty, but I just want to make you interested into this game if you haven't played it yet. And yeah, I think we just start right away with a new game and override the old one. Okay, and here we are, our ship bay. Here you can see our first ship, and its whole layout. That means we have some crew members standing around, and we have the different important rooms like the pilot room or the shield room, weaponry, engine, oxygen and stuff like that. And this ship we try to escape from the preceding rebellion fleet. Okay, there are of course other ships you can get, but I haven't unlocked too many. In fact, it's just one more I can take at the moment. It's the Taurus. It's one ship that is based on drones rather than other weapons. So you have a drone bay right away from the start, but you just have an ion blast. And ion blasts just stun enemy systems, but don't do any damage themselves. So you have to work with drones in the beginning a lot. But I guess for our first try, we will take the Kestrel, the standard ship. It has 3 crew members from the beginning. It has some missiles, the only weapon that consumes ammunition in the game, and of course it has a burst laser Mark II that is quite useful and fires, if I'm correct, it fires 2 shots. No, shot per charge is 3. Alright. So enough to get through the shields from the first ship types or ship enemy types. Okay, I guess we will play on normal difficulty and not to make it too hard, and we will have the advanced edition content enabled, of course. So let's start. And here we are, without any loading screen and nothing, just right away thrown into the world of Faster Than Light. So we are currently at a certain node in this galaxy, and we can jump onto next ones. This is how the game works. You have a map, and here is your node, and you jump onto the next one, and so forth and so forth until you reach the exit node and proceed to the next galaxy map. And there are quite some of these maps until you reach the final boss, so you need these maps to gather resources, to gather weapons, crew members and stuff like that, upgrades as well. So usually you want to stay within such a map as long as possible. But there's one factor that causes some pressure, because after a while an enemy fleet will appear and consume part after part of this map until it reaches the exit point. And if you jump to a node that is controlled by the fleet, you find yourself into trouble, because you have to fight ships that are usually way harder than the normal ships you meet or you face on these nodes. So you usually don't want to jump back into the fleet or the horde. There's also some other bad surprises that await you when you do that. So usually what you want to do, you want to go around in curves like that and go to the exit point at some point and stay as long in the map as possible. But okay, here we have the main screen. This is how the game usually looks like. So you have your hull bar over here. It can get damaged, you can repair it later on. You have scrap metal, that means that's some sort of money in this game or currency. You have your shields right here, You can have 4 of them, and at the moment you can see the shield is active, so if it's got hit by a shot or something, it will disappear shortly and will take time to recharge, and then it's back again. Then you have, of course, some other numbers, like here you have the fuel. For each jump to another node you will consume 1 point of that, so you have to take this in mind and make sure you always have enough fuel for your adventure. And then you have the number of missiles that you can fire. This number only goes down if you actually have a missile weapon on board. We have one, and each shot will consume 1 missile over here. The advantage of missiles, comparing to other weapons like laser or energy weapons, is that they bypass shields directly, so you don't have to care about even if the ship has 4 shields all charged up. It just passes by through them, and the only way to deal with the rockets is either evade them completely, but for that you need quite a nice engine and you still have the chance that it hits you, or you can use defensive drones, but we come to this later on, maybe if we have the chance to see such drones or have them ourselves. Alright, then of course you have an oxygen level. It's 100% at the moment, so if this oxygen device gets hit, or system, the oxygen on the whole ship will drop. And also if I will open doors to the outside, you can see here there are 2 fields being red, so there's literally no oxygen here. If I open this one, it will decrease a bit slower, but in the end it will pull out on the oxygen here. And if I close them again and open it to oxygen doors, it will, the oxygen will come back again. So that's very useful if you have to deal with invaders on the ship, for example. Okay, you have your crew members right here, 3 of them at the moment. Each of these group members can develop certain skills. They usually develop skills by doing what they have to do. So if a pilot continues piloting, he will get better at some point. Of course, on your journey you can find other members and you can buy them or they join you. And some of them bring some skills with them. Others have plain 0 skills. So it depends. And these people are useful to either repair stuff or fight off enemies that are within the ship. And they are useful to man those important roles here. Like if you man the weaponry, your weapons will charge up faster. Same with the shields. So if you go here, if you go on the shields down here, it says level 2. And now it says manned 10% faster recharge. So if you want to assure that your shield is recharging fast enough to avoid any hull damage, you might want to man this room. Okay, also for the engine, the rating gets a bit higher, I guess, and stuff like that. And also they're close by. When these rooms get damaged, they can repair it right away, and the downtime is shortened. Okay, down here we have all the systems and subsystems of the ship that get powered by this power pool. So you spend points from here to power your engine, or you can decrease the power on it. And this is a very important power management. For example, during a fight, you don't want the med bay to be active, but you want to put power into your weapons. So you can do that this way, for example. Or you say, I decrease the engine power and want to heal some guy in here. And then when I power up weapons, you can see they are charging slowly. And when they are finished, let's just wait a bit. When they are finished, you can click on them and say, I want to attack this or this part of the enemy ship. Or you can say auto fire, and they always attack the last target you selected. Okay. So at the moment we say just auto fire and it's fine. Here we have the subsystems like the doors. If they are hit by a hacking thrown or something like that, they're disabled and easy to open for the enemy. For example, otherwise they have to break it down. So it could come in handy when there's a invasion going on. And you can open and close all the doors on the ship. To upgrade your ship, you have, of course, you have to use scrap metal. So you go here on the ship icon or button, and then you can say I spent 20 scrap metal into upgrading sea shields. But you will need another 30 to have 2 shield barriers. And you can do the same for the engine, the med bay, oxygen level, and so forth. Okay, down here you have the subsystems you can also improve. And what is important, you have the reactor. So these are the overall power points you have available. So you do not only want to improve or extend the power points of one single system within your ship, but you also need reactor power to supply it with power. So for example, if I upgrade the weapon control, it gives me one additional node right up here, but I have no power to supply it, so I need reactor power as well. Or I use it from other power like shields, but that's very risky. But this is all about management in this game. There's a lot of resource management and of course a lot of luck as well. So okay, so let's go and jump to our first node, shall we? An unvisited location. Alright. An especially well-armed pirate ship approaches you. Hand over one of your crew members and the rest of you can go free unharmed. So we have the choice to either surrender and give him one of our crew members, which we certainly won't do, or we can say, we won't surrender and just attack them. And that's what we are going to do. We have our first fight. So with space you can pause the game, so you can do your commands. You don't have to do it in real time, it's very, very difficult. So first off, we have an alien ship here, so they have some special ability. They have an overshield that has to be destroyed before we can actually attack the shield and the hull. So whatever I do, I would just do damage to this overshield at the moment. So let's start. Well, in this case it doesn't matter where we are shooting at. Let's just say we're using the shields, and we're using the rockets on the shields as well. And say go. So our weapons are charging, so are theirs. They have missiles as well. You can tell from the weapon side. And we pause. One of the rockets passed by our shields and hit one of the rooms. We got 2 damage. And we also did plenty of damage to their overshield. So let's continue. We don't have much of a choice at this point. Okay, nice. So we evaded their rocket, but managed to deal lots of damage. So their shield is basically down. That means I don't want to fire any more rockets on them. It's just useless. Instead, I go for the weaponry, so to avoid getting shot again and doing more damage and finally destroying the ship. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, they got us, okay. Alright, so we have a choice now. They surrender and say they give us one of our group members, and we let them go. But that means we don't get any scrap metal, so we have to decide. But I think that's quite nice for the first fight, and I think I take the group member. And here we go. We won our first battle, and this is our reward. It's Swarms. Swarms is an alien. That means he has usually a special ability. And for this one, it's if you go to one of the important rooms, he can create power, so he's a walking power node, so to speak. See? And here's the node. So quite useful, and we have another station manned. So really nice. Okay, so enough power to power up all the systems we have at the moment. Let's jump over here. No life signs detected within scanning range. Okay, just nothing. We just wasted one fuel and got nothing out of it. So here you can see the rebel fleet approaching. Yeah, so we don't... It wouldn't be advised to jump back to these nodes again, for example. So we get our way through here, like that maybe, and try to collect as much as we can before we have to get to the next zone. Because if you don't get enough resources, all the next levels will get way harder for you. Alright, so another event. Another rebel checkpoint is monitoring this location. A number of civilian ships are awaiting inspection. Any of them could be federal loyalists. The rebels haven't noticed you yet. Fend yourself, attack and escape. Bribe the rebels to release the civilian ships. Would cost us 13 scrap metal, which we don't have. Stay quiet and hope they don't notice you. Since we want resources, I guess we go for an attack. Okay, just pause right away, and here it is, the Rebel Invader. That's one of the basic standard ships you face throughout the game. Nothing special, except maybe this teleporting station. That means some of their crew members could walk into that and appear on my ship. And that could be problematic, so my crew member have to fight them off. So let's see what happens. We focus on the shields with the rockets and on the weaponry with our laser. It's both them auto fire, so don't have to worry about that. And let's see if they will invade us. Yes, just pause. Here is one guy, AJ Hager. So we sent some of the other guys to support him and hopefully win this fight. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, weapon gets fired, so soon we will notice if we can destroy the shield. Alright, what happened? Shield is destroyed, so our next laser will definitely hit this one. So to prevent the ship from fleeing, we will focus our rocket to the enemy engine, so they can flee, like we can as well. If the FTL drive is ready, you can just flee out of battle. You have nothing from it, but you can get away and save yourself. So can the enemy. And we got hit by one of his lasers, not dealing too much damage. Okay, that guy is down. So I guess this one could use a heal. Go to the med bay, and he goes back to his station. That was his, okay. Alright. Let's go back to the engine room. Okay, the enemy ship appears to be powering up his FTL. It's trying to escape. Yeah, just what I noticed. But good luck with this engine. And our laser gave him the rest. Okay, so this is our reward. 3 fuel, 1 drone part, and 16 scrap metal. Just nice. Let's close the door. Okay, and next time we uncover all the secrets of the universe. See you guys.